What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. And in this video, I got a question for you people. Are you ready to whoop that ass? Because when I was working on the CAT system videos and doing all the research for it, I came up with the idea that I believe is just going to seal the fate of Citadel, Virtue, State Street, and all the rest of these motherfuckers that have been messing over our stock market. Now, the answer to it all is this. You're writing letters in defense of one lawsuit when you need to be writing letters in defense of another lawsuit. All right? In case you don't know, the SEC is being sued by Citadel. Securities Trade Body sues the U.S. SEC over consolidated audit trail. Basically, in a nutshell, they're saying it's government overreach, people. But what I've decided to do now is throw my hat into the ring and say it's time for CSI to say his piece in all this bullshit. And so what I've started to do, and I checked with some legal people to make sure that my idea was correct, and it was, and I can file an amicus brief to the court in the case of Citadel versus SEC. Only I'm not going to be taking the plaintiff's side, I'm taking the defensive side, and I'm going to show the court why the SEC wants to implement the CAT system and how Citadel and other market makers like Doug Seafood of Virtue have been guilty in the past, they're guilty now, and the CAT system's going to stop it. So sit back, relax, and watch my argument that I'm going to be submitting to the court sometime next week in SEC's defense against Citadel. And it starts off with the introduction and interest of the amicus curiae. I, CSI, submit this amicus brief as a retail investor with a vested interest in transparency and fairness in the U.S. equity markets. The case at hand involves Citadel Securities challenging the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, implementation of the Consolidated Audit Trail, CAT. The system is designed to track every stock trade from its origin to its execution, ensuring accountability, transparency, and a fair marketplace for all retail investors. Citadel would like to convince the court that Rule 613, known as the Consolidated Audit Trail, the CAT system, is government overreach. However, as the court will see, the CAT system is not government overreach, but an attempt to establish confidence back in our American securities market system. Summary of the argument. The SEC's implementation of the Consolidated Audit Trail, CAT, is crucial for promoting transparency in stock trading and preventing stock manipulation. Citadel's lawsuit against the SEC is no more than a frivolous attempt to avoid scrutiny, allowing them to undermine the integrity of the market. This brief supports the SEC's position and opposes Citadel's attempt to escape accountability. The argument. This is what I'm good at, people. Market manipulation and public outcry. Millions of voices complain about market manipulation by market makers who openly admit to setting the price of securities instead of allowing the natural law of supply and demand to do so. House line of defense, exchanges, acting as self-regulatory organizations, SROs, was not policing the market and letting market makers run wild, selling securities they do not own, mismarking bought orders as sold, and orders that were sold were marked as bought. These practices went on for years without the exchanges taking action. Finally, due to public outcry, the SEC, acting as the second line of defense, had to step in and pass Rule 613, the CAT system, to restore order and protect the market. The importance of the Consolidated Audit Trail. The Consolidated Audit Trail provides critical transparency in stock trading, tracking every transaction from purchase order to execution. The SEC, as a regulatory body, was forced to pass Rule 613, the CAT system, instructing exchanges, market makers, and brokers to establish one consolidated audit base to track all transactions. The plan was approved in 2016, but its implementation faced years of delay due to repeated requests from exchanges for amendments to their own plan. Despite the delays, the CAT system is expected to be fully operational by May 28, 2024. Therefore, market makers and their friends are now flooding the court with frivolous lawsuits hoping to stop the database. It's important to note that the SEC does not request information from the CAT system for itself. Instead, the system is set up to assist exchanges in identifying market manipulation and allows the SEC to confirm or deny any allegations when complaints are raised. Citadel's pattern of violations. The court should know Citadel's hands are not clean when it comes to manipulating our stock market. They have a history of violating securities laws which were established to protect retail investors. In 2014, Citadel faced an $800,000 penalty for trading irregularities spanning from 2010 to 2013. In 2017, Citadel paid a $22.6 million penalty for misrepresenting customers' trades. In 2018, Citadel was fined another $3.5 million by the SEC for illegal market activities, and in 2020, Citadel received a $7 fine from FINRA for trading ahead of its clients. Furthermore, I would bring to the court's attention that the SEC had to bring charges for these crimes committed by Citadel because exchanges refused to act in their government-appointed regulatory function. In other words, because the exchanges refused to regulate the market, the Securities Exchange Commission, the government's arm aimed at protecting retail investors in such a case, had to step in. The actions taken by the SEC in these matters were not government overreach, but the stiff arm of the government stepping in to protect the best interests of retail investors. These violations indicate that Citadel continues its dubious operations with impunity despite fines from regulatory authorities. Virtue Financial's history of violations. Citadel isn't the only market maker with a history of violations. Virtue Financial has also faced regulatory penalties for violating U.S. financial laws. As recently as September 2023, the SEC charged Virtue Financial with allowing its private trading desk to access payment for order flow information and trade on that data. Admissions of market manipulation. Ken Griffin, CEO of Citadel Securities, openly admitted that markets are efficient because of active managers setting the price of securities. This admission raises concerns about how these firms impact market supply and demand dynamics. Practices like these, especially with large amounts of securities sold but not yet purchased, threatens market stability and investors' trust. And I get that source from Business of America, Democracy and Capitalism, 34 minutes and 20 seconds. It was a video of Ken Griffin doing an interview. The need for market integrity. Implementing the CAT system would provide a much-needed level of transparency, helping regulators and market participants ensure that these practices do not disrupt the market. Given the concerns raised, it's essential to support the SEC's initiative and oppose Citadel's frivolous lawsuit, which could undermine the stability or fairness of the U.S. equities market. Conclusion. Considering the above, I urge the court to support the SEC's implementation of the Consolidated Audit Trail. This system is crucial for maintaining market transparency, ensuring fair practice, and protecting investors' interests. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter, and I love all y'all too. This is not the conclusion. This is really just the guts. This is my first draft that I'm doing, and it is turning out fantastic. There's a few other things that I have to address, such as they're complaining about having to pay for it. But because the second line of defense, i.e. the SEC, had to step in and regulate and tell them, this is what you have to do, and you're going to pay for it. It's just the cost of doing business, right? So with that, I'm on the job. I'm on this all weekend, and before I'm through, I'll have a paralegal looking at it, a disbarred lawyer, who just because you disbarred don't mean you forgot everything that you learned in school, and a few other people to look over this, ensure that it's good enough, and I will bring it to their ass. Now, when I'm done, and by Monday, I'll be doing videos, and I'll be encouraging you to write your own letters to the court about this, and you explain how you want the CAT system implemented. You don't care about them knowing your information. You want to stop the bad actors. And before I close out, please, people, please, if you have not signed the petition, right now we got 15,380 people that signed this petition to ban Citadel Securities and investigate Ken Griffin for the fraud that they've done. If you have not signed it, please do. Pass this around. Tell your friends that are retail investors to sign it. Put it over. I just put it over here on Truth Social. Take a look. I posted on Truth Social. I had to start an account so I could do it. Hey, Donald, check out the petition from retail investors in AMC theater stock that want to ban Ken Griffin from our stock market. We want him investigated. So if you're on Truth Social, look up the Common Sense Investor, like this post and repost it for me, and let's get the word out. Let's put the brakes on these motherfuckers. Let's bring them to their knees, and let's make them give us what we deserve, the money back that they've stole. And with that, love y'all. Be blessed. I'm on this all weekend, and by Monday, it'll be a ooh-woo. You not bad for a redneck from Louisiana, is it? Love y'all. Be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video.